Have you ever wanted to watch evolution happening? Well, watch this. This is artificial intelligence. You can see it's pretty good at finding those little green dots, but it didn't start out that way. It started like this. So, how did it get smart? Evolution. Let me elaborate. This is what the brain looks like. Numbers come in here and go out here. These lines pass the numbers on to the next nodes. But not all lines, or synapses, are created equal. They multiply the number by a negative or positive value determined by a gene, so they can amplify, dampen, or often even flip the sign of the number. These numbers continue doing this until they reach the end. Here, these nodes, or neurons, just interpret the numbers into simple action. In this case, move forward or turn. The inputs, in this case, are just the distance and angle to the nearest food. So, when a new bot is born, it has a random genome, a long string of random bits. The first 24 bits are interpreted into 3 bytes to color the bot. These aren't used for anything else. The rest of the bits are used to wire up the brain. Each sequential 8 bits are assigned to one of the synapses. Then they are thrown into the simulation to see how well they manage. They are then scored based on their performance. They get points for colliding with the little green things, or food. This goes on for a time, then the end of a generation is triggered. When a generation finishes, the bots are given raffle tickets based on their points. The raffle is called, and 2 bots are chosen. These 2 bots' genomes are mixed together randomly with a chance of mutation on each bit, and that genome is assigned to a new robot. This goes on until all the robots have been replaced. Let's watch this for a bit. Notice how when we start, all the robots are all different colors. This is because they are assigned random genomes. Also, take note of the generation number. We notice that mostly they are just jittering around. Luckily, 1 or 2 do pick up a few, but they are far from efficient. But that's fine. All that matters is that ones that tend to pick up dots are more likely to pass on their genome than ones that aren't, and the ones that pick up more are even more likely. After a few generations have passed, we notice that they are getting more and more efficient, and their colors are starting to homogenize. The pressure is always kept up. The faster they get, the faster they need to be. The colors homogenizing is just because each generation, only a portion of the gene pool is propagated to the next generation. Like zooming in on a picture, eventually one pixel will dominate the entire screen. But the faster, and luckier bots will be more likely to carry forward than others. If we keep watching, we might notice something interesting. New strategies might develop, and the colors can even change. The colors changing after fixation is known as genetic drift. There's no mechanism putting pressure on the colors, but since they can change due to mutation, and sometimes the change will carry forward onto the next generation, and the next, and the next, there's a chance that the new mutation will become fixated, winning out over the others until only that gene remains, to the exclusion of others. Can they do anything more complicated? Well, let's find out. Let's give them a new brain. Instead of telling them the distance and the angle to the dots, let's tell them about the opposing team. And let's give them an extra output, an attack. Here we have 2 species, or teams. That is, they're only bred with their own team. At first, they are indistinguishable, but soon their colors will fixate and we'll easily tell them apart. Also, now they get points for successfully attacking the enemy. The flashing indicates an attempted attack. The dark ones not moving have been destroyed. We can watch as they develop strategies. They will sometimes develop a kind of spiral attack, trying to attack from the harmless side. A team that usually wins in a confrontation becomes more aggressive, as the less aggressive score less attacks. As an enemy becomes more dangerous though, the aggressor will become more careful. The first ones on the scene die first. Well-matched teams can become quite cautious. Bots can learn to do so much more. Download the demo now to play with evolution for yourself, and subscribe for other similar videos. Thanks for watching.